National Tribal University, Amarkantak. An eminent scholar, and his area of interest is tribal literature, Dalit literature, and translation. As he joined us today to serve as an executor for this doctoral thesis. Let me give introduction about him. He is the author of 20 research papers, 6 book chapters, out of which one is published in a book published by Spiritual Nature Singapore, 2 edited books, 2 books of translated poems, and presented paper in 33 national and international seminars. He got Rajiv Gandhi National Fellowship from UGC in the year 2007 and Shri Jailal Das Smriti Sahitya Sadak Samman in 2021. Dr. Santosh Kumar tremendously enriched the thesis evaluation process, and we are delighted to have him on board as an educator for this Viva-Voce session, sir. Sir, I heartily welcome you, sir. I would like to recognize Dr. Kavita Kusugal, Madam, research guide, under whose guidance this thesis work was conducted. We are grateful for your mentorship of the candidate through this journey, ma'am. I request Shadgali sir to offer a flower as a token of respect. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. I would also like to welcome Chairperson Professor Nagaratna Parande, ma'am, Department of Studies and Research in English. I welcome you, ma'am. We are grateful for your cooperation. I request Shadgali sir to offer a flower. Thank you, sir. In addition, a warm welcome to Dr. Pooja Halyal, ma'am, and Dr. Madhushri Kalimali, ma'am. We value your participation and input to this participation, ma'am. I request Pooja to offer a flower as a token of respect.
Hello, research scholars. Today I stand before you to defend my thesis for PhD degree. It is named as Redefinitions of Mahabharata, an exploration of select modern English novels. And for the same, I have selected 5 works. 5 works. One is Roll of Dice, the first series in Ajaya novel by Ananda Lincoln. Second one is same thing, Ajaya, second part, The Rise of Kali. And The Pregnant Tree by Devdutt Patnaik. Karna's Wife, The Outcast's Queen by Kavita Kusugal. And The Palace of Illusions by Chitra Banerjee. These are the 5 works that I have selected for the study and analysis and discussion of my thesis. In the opening part, that is nomenclature and introduction, I have given brief overview of Mahabharata and its retellings from the beginning. Even if you take briefly the introduction of Mahabharata, earlier it was named as Jaya by Vedas. It contained then only 24,000 verses or shlokas. Later on, when it reached its final stage, it has now 1 lakh verses. This is the biggest epic or Mahabharata in this world. And there are many people as their source of inspiration for writing in their own way. And my focus is on so you can sense that in those times there were a lot of changes in the national consciousness, in the politics, in the society. Many things were going on. And these people, when they were writing, they started incorporating all other factors into their works, taking Mahabharata as a source. So what is their focus? Why they are writing like that? And how they are presenting it? And why we are reading it? These are my research problems. Or we can say there is a lack of systematic study about all these things. So I have incorporated all those things. And also I wanted to connect all these works with social and historical connections. And then I wanted to explore thematic and structural features of these retellings. And for that I have broad theoretical frameworks that I have taken. Then among these conceptual frameworks, the research tools which I have taken from the theoretical frameworks are genre theory by Gerard Genet, and power and knowledge concepts of Michael Foucault, then Jacques Derrida's grammatology and instability of meaning, then the queer theories of different authors, then cultural material of Raymond Williams and other people, British cultural materialism. I have taken. These are the research tools which I have employed to come at the conclusion. Then chapter second is named as Ancient Tales, Modern Narratives, Exploration of Creation. Here I wanted to explore the creation through the narratological framework. The main theoretical framework is narratology. So first what I have done is I have defined what is narratology and what are the key concepts of narratology. Then diegesis I have taken, narrative levels I have taken, then voice, mood, distance, these are the concepts of narratology I have taken. Then temporal order, anachrony I have taken, and focalization and narrative perspectives I have taken to analyze all the works. Then again I have taken narrative voice, then heterodiegetic narrators in Ajaya series, narrative order, then non-linear structures, then focalizations, and focus on marginalized characters. So one example is use of first-person narrator in Palace of Illusions, and use of first-person narrative again in Karna's Wife, whereby we see the Mahabharata through the eyes of the narrator. But there are multiple narrators in Ajaya and other novels, Pregnant King also, whereby we are confused who is telling the truth. So that is the way they are making up all these things. Then again they follow the non-linear structure in Ajaya series. So by this I wanted to show that the original epic where the structure was narrators. So again there were three narrators in Mahabharata. One was Sanjay, who had the supervision, and second one was the Vaishyampayana, who told the story to the King Janamejaya, and third one is the Ugrasya. He told the story once again to the people who gathered in the Naimisha forest. So these three people, they tell the Mahabharata in original Mahabharata, but these people, they take different characters to tell the stories. Why they are doing like that I will analyze in the findings. So the third chapter is named as Mahabharata Redux, Exploration of Deconstruction and Reconstruction. Here I have taken post-structuralism as a theoretical framework, where my main focus is on destabilization of the meaning of the text, importance of language and discourse, power relations and subjectivity I have taken, sir. Then deconstruction to uncover the contradictions. So key concepts which I have employed as research tools are deconstruction by Jacques Derrida to reveal the instabilities and tensions in the text, then the power and knowledge of concept of Michael Foucault to explore the power dynamics and social norms, and the third one is subjectivity and identity concept, looks at the construction of selfhood and other roles. So to give an example, for example, the name of the novel is Karna's Wife. it is not wife of Karna. So Karna's wife, when it is a possessive case, Karnas, if we reconstruct it, Karnas means it's something which belongs to Karna. So like that, if we go on deconstructing whole thing, we will get some meanings which are hidden there. So this is one example I am giving from the text. Same thing goes with Ajaya. The name of the text is Ajaya. When we add a in Indian context, it means opposite or which cannot be what you call defeated, something like that. So Ajaya. So here the original name of the epic was which was given by Viva-Voce of Jaya. And here the writer makes it as Ajay, which may be the opposite to Jaya, or which may be inconquerable or unconquerable, invincible. So it is left to your understanding. So this is the instability of meaning which I am going to focus. Then fourth chapter is querying the heteronormativity, an exploration of non-conformity and heterogeneity. So here theoretical frameworks that I have taken are Judith Butler's concept of gender conformity. Then idea that gender is not natural or fixed, but rather continually constructed and conformed. And I have applied it to analyze how characters resist or conform to the gender norms. So research tools, again I have employed Michael Foucault's knowledge and sexuality, and where the disciplinary behavioral concept is taken, where the, for example, in pregnant king, the king becomes pregnant. It's a very unusual story. The king becomes pregnant and he gives birth to a son. His name is Viva-Voce, and his son is Madanta. And when he gives birth, the son calls him as father, but he, in his mind or in his heart, he wishes that his son should call him as mother. So there, this behavioral concept or disciplinary concept of the knowledge of the institutions, or the hegemony, what we call it, it acts as the supreme, and how it suppresses the voices or suppresses the things which are not accepted by the society. I have explored. And I have also explored Sarah Amon's queer phenomenology, concerned with how queer bodies are shaped by spatial or spatial arrangements, and looks at how spaces can control all these things. Because king should give birth to a son. Here, the space is the kingdom or the palace, which is again putting some disciplines on this. So, chapter 5 I have named as Unveiling the Unheard, Exploration of Cultural Materialism and Mahabharata Readings. So, theoretical framework I have taken, sir, is cultural materialism, so which emphasizes on the historical and material context of the cultural production of all these things, and explores how texts engage with power relations and dominant ideologies, and also concerned with economic factors shaping the literary receptions. All these things I have explored in the last chapter. So here key concepts which I have applied are hegemony by Honourable VC, looks at how power manifests through cultural norms. Even the culture is determined by the power or the economics of the country. Then ideology by Louis Althusser examines assumption and beliefs underlying the text. And cultural capital, Pierre Bourdieu, he says that it is used to analyze the value ascribed to cultural knowledge. So these three concepts I have taken for analysis, and in this context I wanted to tell that due to the rise of many political things, there is a rise of production of all these kinds of myth related or Ityasa Purana related novels, which is again connected to the governmental discrimination or promotion, whereby they are promoting such things. These are all the concepts which I have explored in the fifth chapter. Finally, I have reached the conclusion in chapter number 6. I have analyzed all these novels through different analytical frameworks, and my focus was on why these retellings are happening and how they are redefinitions. And retellings, there are three, four types of things which are based on these Puranas. One is complete translation, which many people did, like K.M. Ganguly, and abridged versions like R.K. Narayana and other people did. Then perspective retellings, where one character is telling you the whole Mahabharata. And fourth one is, they take some stories from Mahabharata or some perspectives, and they intermingle them to tell the political and social connections of the contemporary day. And I have taken the last part, how these people have taken the base and created altogether different environment setting, whereby the meanings are not in aligned with the original epic. So in turn, they are not retellings, they are redefinitions. They are once again defining the epic by giving new meanings to it. So this is what I have tried to prove here. So my findings,
there is no objection
my findings are retellings. These retellings redefine the epic via selection, amplification, transposition and reinterpretation, like the theory of Linda Puccian, theory of adaptation I have taken. And again I have taken Kalavada from Indian philosophies, where everything goes, everything becomes obscure after some time. Once again everything has to be changed, because in Indian concept, time is cyclical, so everything has to be retold once again. So this I have tried to prove here. And I have also proved that there are perspectives, there are voices which were suppressed and marginalized in the original text of the Mahabharata. These people tried to give them voice, thereby redefined the text. And last one is, these Puranas or Mahabharata will continue to shape the literary works and culture of India, because Sambhavani Yuga. It says that it is possible through all the ages and coming ages. It will happen once again. It will happen once again. We have to revisit it, relook at it, and retell it to the further generations. So, scope for further research is you can compare the Indian retellings with the international adaptations. So, how the international people are writing about Mahabharata, and how our writers, even regional writers, how they are writing, we can compare them. And explore new analytical frameworks like CRT, critical race theory or affect theory to this. Then we have also further scope to examine wider range of Mahabharata retellings, adapting all the retellings from the beginning to the present. So these are my things.
I will not read the, sir is there, so I will not read his report. Another external referee is Dr. Robert Jones. I am not going to read his report. I am not reading because everything is positive here. He has given a very good report. I am not going to read it. But the only thing is, he has suggested two things. Following questions and clarifications may be asked, that we can answer here. The broad title of the thesis was the emphasis on the examination of gender and related issues in the content of the thesis. Second one is, are there analytical tools that are typically Indian available to analyze the recasting of the epics in novels? So So is there any Indian tool? So that you have to answer. The researcher, for instance, has hinted about it in the introduction. So he has given him that he has to answer. That's all. There is only 2 questions from Robert choice. So otherwise, everything is positive here. And I welcome questions or discussions or any positive, any feedback from the audience. After that, we have our external referees.
Which was used as derogatory to suggest or demarcate the people who were not sexually oriented towards one set of genders that we have created, male or female. Or even if we take lesbian and gay, they are again attracted to some subsets which are again created. For example, male is attracted to male, it will be gay. So again there is a issue. Because you have to be in this category. You are either gay or lesbian or like that. So queer is a term which does not belong to anything. It is neither male or neither female. And it doesn't say that I am queer also. It says that gender is, I am not affixed. Here the concept of queer denotes a sexual or gender identity that deviates from the conventional heteronormative norm. While some individuals embrace queer as self-identified, others may perceive the term as offensive due to its etymological history. So here what happens is, when I have, this is the theory, whatever the things are there, and I have taken it to apply for the work, main work, the pregnancy, where the protagonist, Viva-Voce, is childless and he is taken to a temple and the pujari gives him a potion to drink, to give to his wife. But in the status of intoxication, he himself drinks and somehow he becomes pregnant and he gives birth to a child. And there, this conflict starts. His fatherhood is accepted, but not mother. But he longs to call himself as mother by the child. And child doesn't call him as mother because society has made him to say, he is your father. And in the same tale, there are 3-4 other things, whereby some for this yajna, they are giving the free cows to the Brahmins. Only couple, Brahmin couple they are giving. So 2 boys, they go there. One disguises himself as a woman and they are caught. And he says that I am, maybe my genitals are male, but I am woman, he says. That is also not accepted. So whom we can call as couple, whom we can call as mother, whom we can call as father. Can we be self-identified? Can I be called as female? Can I be called as male? All these are determined by some forces beyond our control, that is society. But here the characters, they, through the story, they want to tell you that we are not defined by the society, we want to be like this. But that is ultimately not accepted. King is thrown and he goes to Vanaprastha. And in there is a very good quote, sir, if you allow me to quote it. So the bards, on the way they meet the bards and they tell that there are many stories like yours. Arjuna has become Brahmana. There are many stories like yours. And so many other stories, Ikhandi. So Viva-Voce asks them, why is this story never told? Because no one ever saw this as history, replied the birds. They said it was a poet's imagination. Shikhandi becomes Shikhandi, it's a poet's imagination. Men cannot be mothers, mothers cannot be kings. Then he asked, what will be my story? No one will ask us to narrate it. It will be soon forward. Your story will be soon forward. So this is what happens, but in the end, there is another quote. Another quote when they are departing. They tell that we will tell your story. Why now? Yuvan Ashwa asks them. Then they reply that we finally have an audience who will not laugh. Who will not laugh. So the writer has created these conversations to tell the serious audience that this thing may happen. This thing is happening. This thing has happened. But we laugh at it. So this is the queer element. Then comes the question, who are the queer? Whether those people or
Mahabharata in the present times. That is one question. Secondly, can you give me an example of any character that is deconstructed and redefined? You can tell me about Bhima.
being? Okay. First thing I will answer the first question. What is the relevance of these readings? The relevance is that there are 3-4 I have one full chapter I have dedicated for that. There is cultural materialism. How the Mahabharata has become cultural capital where the people are encashing it. Why they are writing about it? Because already it is known to everyone and most of the sections of the society is associated with the religion and they think that Mahabharata is their story. And whatever written is last 10 years. Because of all these things. And then there is a political evolution which is taking place in our country. There is a rise of Hindutva is going on everywhere. And internationally it is also acknowledged. And those people are also supporting it. We don't know whether they read it or not, but they are purchasing it. But for that, these people are writing. This is one of the things. Second thing is, for the serious audience, they are writing it, but they have to understand it, like Ajay. Ajay is a very, what should I say, a relevant novel which everybody should know, read and understand because there is it's written like a very subtle way. For example, last scenes they shift to Dwarka. Dwarka, I think it is in Gujarat now. And where there is a merchant called as Yutsu. He leads the countries, he is a regent and small child is put as a king. And he is a merchant and he is leading the country, that country. And some people they want to tell the truth. And that character is Ashwatthama's character they have taken. Whereby Ashwatthama wants to tell the mass that whatever you are seeing here, it is not happening. They are the people who are behind the scenes, who are orchestrating all these things. But they will not listen to him. And they lynch him. If we use the correct word, lynch. All these words are there. And there is a marginalized character called as Jara, who kills the Krishna. But here in this novel, he has been amplified. From his view, last section, third act is shown. Common man has become the protagonist. What is happening? He loves Krishna, but he hates the rulers. And Krishna is also killed, Pandavas are also killed. All things are brutally written. The writer has taken no sides there. He tells that it is the truth I am telling, not the subjective truth. So that relevance he wants to tell us. According to you, some things are right. According to me, some things are right. So that is the thing that he wanted to develop in the Ajayas. So that novel is one such example for the relevance. And even pregnant king is there. And from the woman's point of view, how the power dynamics, even when they are more capable, their places are snatched away. For example, name itself, Palace of Illusions. The name Palace stands for power or luxury, all these things. At the same time, there is one more word called as Palace of Illusions. All the things which are there, they may be illusions. Or even there, we are pursuing the things which are illusion. So these contradictory statements, they are there to make the epic more relevant. And even the epic itself says that Sambhavami Yuge. It will happen once again. You have to read it. Yatha drashti tata sasti. It is also there. It also comes in that epic. And finally, Kalavada, again it comes in Bhagavad Gita that everything, whatever you are doing, you are going to be destroyed. Once again, Viva-Voce will be there. So all things may be relevant today, after sometimes they will become irrelevant. Krishna will become irrelevant, Arjuna will become irrelevant, even Bhima's power will become irrelevant. So this is the answer for first question. Second question, Bhima, I have not focused on. I am focused on mainly on the marginalized characters. Bhima, I think he is more like antagonist in Ajaya series. Like Duryodhana we treat as the villain in a normal Mahabharata, which we have heard. I think nobody has read Mahabharata, only we hear it. Otherwise watch it. So even I have also not read the original Mahabharata of Vyasa. I have read F Nagannavar's translation of Kannada. I have read it in Kannada and I have gone for training in Nagaratna Parande Research Institute. So by those things I have accumulated all this. I think that will suffice your answer. Yes, sir.
How Krishna is related to present?
Krishna, sir.
What is he was a follower of Chaturvarna.
Yes, sir. I can.
How it is related?
He was
How Krishna is relevant?
something Chaturvarna, sir said.
No, he was a follower of Chaturvarna, Krishna.
Mm.
And how it is related to our present society?
Okay. So Krishna mainly in Ajaya is, I will focus on my works, whatever I have done. Because in general you can speak anything. I will focus on how this character is treated in the novels. In Ajaya, he is treated as a common man, like any other person. He is not treated as even Bhagavan or whatever the God we assume. Even in original Mahabharata, he is not God. Only in Bhagavat, not Bhagavat, whatever we call, next Purana which was written, there he is treated as God, not in
Gita.
Mahabharata.
Gita.
Not sir, Bhagavat Purana.
Bhagavad Gita.
There he is treated as God, but not in Mahabharata. In Mahabharata he is one of the characters. Where he is a tactile person, he strategist, he can make things happen like today's politicians are doing. So we cannot call them wrong or right. It all depends on our point of view. Our point of view. For example, Dharma he defines in a different way. He tells Arjuna to fight and kill his own brothers. If we kill our own brothers, we will be criminals or we will be hated by the society, but he makes other person to believe that. Like today the politicians are doing. For example, if we kill one person in society, we are murderers. If we kill hundreds in the war, we are warriors. So those are the things He makes other people to understand. He makes
Yeah, I think.
Manisha madam has a question.
No, only I wanted to say that your answer was very lengthy, so we'll not that answer.
Yes, madam.
Kamte, I would like to congratulate you. No, this is not an end. I am not supposed to end. For defending your thesis very well, and this is the minimal requirement of any research scholar to know what his thesis is all about. So let me wholeheartedly congratulate you for that. And you were referring to some king who becomes pregnant and is a father but wanted to be a mother. So everybody's thesis is a child, father or mother. And in this, I have two very short questions. You answer in very short. In your thesis title, you have added "and." What it specifies with and what would have been your thesis without "and" is one thing. Secondly, you have used all modern theories to redefine Mahabharata. And there is an instance where the king drinks something and he becomes pregnant. Have you tried to negate this in the modern days where it is not possible to drink something and be pregnant? So have you tried to negate? If yes, how? If not, why?
first. I followed first.
Why you not added and?
And. So it's one attempt. Therefore, I have added and. There may be many attempts. For example, now I have written.
There isn't any answer.
No, that is different.
Research proposal.
And exploration.
That is a old one. I have
And
changed.
exploration. And exploration.
Actually, I have given different
Title is different here.
Okay.
That's a proposal.
No, it is another
proposal again. You can change.
That is a proposal or synopsis.
We want
Proposal.
I think it is proposal.
You are not supposed to put him in trouble.
That's right.
Okay, because if the titles are different, then he will be in problem. No.
Propose the synopsis paper.
Sir, here.
So I have added and because it is singular. That is the only means.
Okay. If there was no and, what would have been the changes?
Exploration. Explorations would have become, sir, but I am not in that direction.
Okay.
Second one, negative, pregnant. Sir, there is a writer called as Christopher Doyle. Christopher or Alexander Doyle. He is an IAS officer. He is out of service or maybe he has resigned. He is writing again on Mahabharata. He has written a series of novels on Mahabharata quest. He resides in Hyderabad. And he has proved everything. How Sikandi becomes Sikandi. Scientifically he has proved. And what kind of weapons were used. Scientifically he has proven. They are on the record. He has records. And he has proven, and there are medical basis for that.
No, these can be medically proved even today. Shikandi becoming Shikandi. That is possible.
I am not telling that this is right or that is wrong.
No, it is right and it is possible. Men becoming women, women becoming men is a very natural trend today. Right? It is a costly hobby. Right? But what I am trying to ask you is, have you tried to negate this concept? Like there is one more. Before that, I would like to say that I have read original Mahabharata and Ramayana. This was a composition of my father. So there also you find 100 children. Right? Scientifically, it was possible. Right? What we call a split of sperm. Test tube babies. So medicine was very advanced in our thinking. That was possible. So, in reference to that, have you tried to understand or negate that there was something which could be consumed and anybody could be pregnant, even man could be pregnant, or he was a gay? That is what I wanted to exactly.
Second one, of course, he was not a gay, sir, because
If he was not gay, then he wouldn't have been pregnant.
uh,
This is what I am trying to understand.
in that direction, I am not.
Thank you. But again, I am very happy that the way you have defended is probably an example for all the young scholars.
That is what was said.
Ah,
And the scholars listen to it.
yes,
Actually, sir has been okay. This from
okay.
actually, in the end, I wanted to take some situation here. Actually, I wanted to go on biblical themes.
Whatever past is past. Be grateful to all who helped you at any stage of your life. That's realization itself is a
Yes.
You said that for further study, students can take up international adaptations and Indian readings, comparative study. Have you identified any of these international adaptations? Can you?
There is a thing called a Peter Bruce Mahabharata. Peter Bruce. He has written Mahabharata and he has performed it also. And there is a search of these graphic novels in America, which are applied to Mahabharata as a tool. We can take it. And this Roninger, I think, if I'm right, pronunciation, Doninger. She has also tried some writings. They also we can.
Peter Bruce first show what Mahabharata was enacted, it had to stop, public stopped it many times, questioning how these things can be possible by religiously glorifying them. That is what I tried to ask you in
And
new
because of that only we can benefit this also.
because you cannot become pregnant just by drinking something. And there is a politics of doing that. Again, with any text, what he asked was from his side, and probably the same thing is from my angle also, but probably from that angle you have not thought. Any text we take, and it depends on the person from where he is observing. So when we are religiously glorifying, we can simply, without questioning, accept that there were 100 children to, what is that her name? Gandhari.
In any religion it is there.
No,
Not just in this thing. So after some time, some myths and with purpose, without purpose, with
Same as said about Virgin Mary also. Virgin Mary and Jesus Christ's birth
Yeah.
is questionable in that.
No, I had gone to both this sir. I told there is a lake. So in that lake, that statue is there. Buddha is there, and one snake protected Buddha. That snake is called that in Pali language, snake unta. So he immediately said these things are added later. So like that.
In Parva it is different. Parva no.
Yeah, Parva he demythicizes everything.
There those 100 children are
There
the
is
father
always
gets to summon women.
possibility of new perspective, and this is the means this is no help us to give new perspective about it.
That we keep rethinking about them and going back to them for answers. Itself shows the relevance of them. Of that rethinking.
And when we read it,
also can go back to them and take the sustenance.
You said one thing which you were hesitant, but I'm not hesitant to question that. You somewhere say that today's political scenario has made India the cultural capital to rewrite. It is not just earning money, it is pleasing someone by writing Mahabharata and Ramayana, retelling.
There is also mention of high culture, low culture.
There is African culture. Now we are in a scenario where we are trying to appease something, when we are trying to get something by talking good of Mahabharata, talking good of Ramayana.
Politics behind retellings.
And in all these retellings, there is no reference of Shambhuka. So many Ramayans are there. In all Mahabharatas are the maximum which are retold, but there is no.
Ajay, he has about Nishad Arun.
No, I am asking about the popularity of.
Those Jayas, they defeat Arjuna and they make him to kneel in Ajay.
Even Jara.
If you agree with me or if you endorse, Arjuna was a gay. He was a gay. So what this culture, specifically our culture, it has tried to suppress all the negative things for very long. And they have tried to redefine and re-glorify those things. And if you are questioning them, then you are a wrong. Or to be in a very specific terms, you are a, what is that, urban Naxalite or anti-national. But as a research scholars, I think we should do that. Saying that if there is a risk. Thank you for my side.
Public can be correct.
Do we have referred the riddles of Ramakrishna, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar? Book, a small book is there. Written by Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. Riddles of Ramakrishna. Riddles of Ramakrishna. It is one of the important book. Ramakrishna.
It's written by
Babasaheb Ambedkar.
Rama and Krishna.
Rama and Krishna.
I will confuse because
Riddles of
There is no and.
and is not there,
But the meaning is that Rama and
Krishna. Rama and Krishna. It is small.
Riddles of Ramayana and
Krishna.
Mahabharata.
okay.
Babasaheb Ambedkar discussed about Rama and Krishna in
At one point, Baba Sahib says that these two livers should not be read. But I, being very ardent follower of Baba Sahib, I would say that you read these two books and then debate. That is
yeah,
what.
without reading nobody should
That
read.
is what Baba Sahib did very thoroughly.
And without understanding the constitution, we don't.
And when we read, probably we are recreating our own version of it. We recreate our own
Anyway, in our discussion, in the morning, instead of reading out one article of Constitution, we are forced to stand before a statue and just hold a hand and recite some prayer. That's why we are not aware of even a single article of the Constitution properly.
Yes.
Definitely.
This is lack of our education system, nothing else. And that's why crimes are gradually increasing.
This is not lack of system, it is
Fault.
politics of education.
Not about that.
So, thank you all for taking participation in this discussion and adding your thoughts and Professor Narana sir or whatever VC sir. Actually, we support his more in this development of this thesis. And we also look at in these questions his knowledge and his in-depth knowledge in this subject. So thank you, sir. Thank you, madam. And I request our external referee to endorse his insights. views on the thesis.
Thank you, Madam. Respected Rather Honourable Vice Chancellor of this University, Professor F Nagannavar ji, my close friend, elder brother, respected Chairman of English Department, Dr. Nagaratna Parande Madam, Supervisor of the Scholar, Dr. Kavita Kusugal, other teachers of the Department of English and other departments, dear scholars and students if they are present of this department and other departments. First, I would like to say that Mr. Siddeshwar Kamate ji has presented his presentation in a very good manner and has defended his thesis well. I have certain observation, as you know, that thesis, these are my observations only, which he may follow when he will publish this thesis in the form of book, and suggestions for the new scholars. Thesis is not only an elaboration of content, its structure matters a lot. And the research scholar has mentioned that he has followed 9th MLA edition in his research methodology. But research scholar has not strictly adhered to the 9th MLA edition, which he should do in future before publishing this thesis. He has used unnecessary italicization in quotations, used separate quotations which are less than 3 lines, and there is no work citation, list of work citation at the end of the chapters, which is very necessary. But he has given sound bibliography, which fulfills the demand of the thesis. But he has elaborated chapters well. My suggestion is that instead of using so many theories, it had been better if you would have analyzed the thesis based on single theory. Because if you are using so many theories, you require to give detailed description of the theory at the beginning of the chapter, right? Which this thesis lacks. It has description but in brief. So you have given detailed elaboration of the text based on the theory, but detailed description of theoretical framework has not been given. Nowadays it has become a fashion. I received one research paper from foreign country for review. The researcher gave title Global Context of Ecological Understanding of Tribal Literature. He just wrote one line as the crux of ecological criticism and has not given detailed description of what is ecological criticism and how it is connected to the tribal literature of Jharkhand, which his paper is about. So these are my observations. Follow it when you publish it in the form of book. And as Honourable Vice Chancellor said, thesis is okay, your argument, it's okay, but it should endorse, sometimes it should negate the existing ideas about the text about Mahabharata, and you should come with criticism of it sometimes, not only appreciation. If the thesis requires criticism, a researcher should go with it, because if it is not done, true research will not come in the society. Thus, we are carrying burden of existing knowledge ahead, no new things. A glorification of Ramayana, Mahabharata, all these are happening these days, because every ideology is a tool to be used by the contemporary scenario. Anyway, you have done good job. At least you have made further researchers, future researchers, to be aware of certain, theoretical background which they can use in their thesis in the context of Mahabharata. Okay, this theory also can be applied to reinterpret, to retell, or to analyze Mahabharata. Queerness, refers to strange, but it has some relationship to sexuality as well. Okay. Why this term queer emerged in literary discourse? Why transgenders, eunuchs are categorized under this broad term, queer? All these are the questions which should be considered. So, if chairman of DRC and also Honourable Vice Chancellor, who is chairman of RDCU, permits, I may go ahead.
Please, very shortly.
So, now it's time to reward the hard work of Mr. Siddeshwar Kamati, which he must have been eagerly waiting for 2-3 months after reports of the external examiners come to the examination section. I was much busy with election which happened in Madhya Pradesh. That's why it was delayed. There was no wrong on the part of your supervisor. And your Vice Chancellor also suggested me to be very positive about the thesis. So now, congratulations, Dr. Siddeshwar Kamate. I recommend the award of Doctor of Philosophy to you and wish great future. So, thank you, Honourable Vice Chancellor, sir, to nominate me as external expert to conduct PhD Viva-Voce. And thank you, Madam Dr. Kavita Kusugal, to give me as member of external referees. And congratulations to you also that you supervised on such a brilliant and relevant topic. We are moving back, looking back towards our cultural past. It's a different thing that what is our perspective, from which perspective we are looking back. We are nowadays trying to rewrite our history, but what will be the perspective? How we are looking towards the marginal communities when we are writing history? This is also a question. So good, you have written, and after certain changes getting published, it will be good work. So thank you, Chairman, Madam. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Those are very busy.
Adjudicator, Nagaratna University, Belagavi. Thank you. I would also like to thank Dr. Santosh Kumar sir, External Adjudicator, Indira Gandhi National Private University, Ahmedabad. Thank you, sir. I also like to thank Dr. Kavita Kusugal madam, Research Guide, Nagaratna University, Belagavi. Thank you, madam. I also like to thank the Professor Nagaratna Parande ma'am, Chairperson, Department of Studies in English, Nagaratna University, Belagavi. Thank you, ma'am. I also thank Dr. Pooja Khayar madam, Madhushri Kadumani madam, Manisha madam for the kind presence. Thank you, ma'am. I also like to thank Wagmare sir, Majumdin sir, Chalwani sir, Fayaz sir, Mudwari sir for the kind presence. Thank you, sir. I also like to thank Mrs. Scholars. Thank you, madam.